This video demonstrates solutions for regulatory compliance that can be built on top of the Anzo platform from Cambridge Semantics. Today, data concerning compliance policies, controls, legal requirements, compliance risk, and so on are often scattered among many different spreadsheets and source databases and are managed by many different teams of people. These decentralized data sources make it difficult for executives to get a clear and up-to-date view of the state of compliance. Additionally, the complex workflows around compliance data are quite time-consuming. This not only limits how often compliance information can be updated, but it introduces greater potential for error and possible non-compliance. To mitigate such risks, Cambridge Semantics offers a flexible and extensible compliance information management solution using our Anzo Software Suite and leveraging your existing compliance IT infrastructure. This demo is broken into 3 parts. Firstly, we will look at our offering for tying together information from all compliance activities and presenting it in dynamic, always up-to-date dashboards. Secondly, we'll look at our proposed system to collaboratively draft, review, and publish document-style reports such as policy manuals tailored for each business unit. Thirdly, we will show how Anzo makes it easy and quick to bring together diverse information and how your team members will be able to extend the solution going forward. The primary way in which this solution presents and analyzes compliance data is through a sophisticated web dashboarding system that we call Anzo on the Web. Anzo on the Web cuts across source databases and spreadsheets to provide real-time holistic views into the state of compliance across silos. Importantly, all of the data available through these dashboards are available in real time. For example, they're available in any dashboard just seconds after being entered into any of the linked Excel spreadsheets or pulled from other database systems within compliance. Just to give an example, the dashboard on this screen displays a relationship between compliance issues, the bars in this chart, and the business units in which those issues occur. Since another compliance data source describes which business units these policies apply to, Anzo on the Web is able to automatically fill in a list of these policies and display it here on the left. Additionally, since a still further spreadsheet in the sample data associates policies with legal requirements, Anzo on the Web is also able to automatically fill in a list of legal requirements that are being enforced by these policies in those business units and which have the number of compliance issues that you see in the chart. Of course, all dashboards created by Anzo on the Web are interactive. If you scroll down the list of legal requirements and choose the Sherman Antitrust Act, for example, then all of the data in the dashboard rearranges according to your selection. Due to that one click, this dashboard is now only showing those compliance issues, business units, and policies that are related in specific ways to the Sherman Antitrust Act. Our Anzo solution involves the setup of many such dashboards and also the training of your compliance team members to quickly create and extend dashboards on their own. Once trained, your compliance team members can easily construct such dashboards with a few mouse clicks. For another example, the dashboard on this screen shows compliance-related legal requirements and can be filtered by policy using the dashboard region on the left. The region on the right lets you filter by risk category, such as anti-competitive behavior, low-quality assets, or suitability. And this dashboard shows the various policies that are currently in place, along with the employees who have edited, commented on, or reviewed those policies. A final dashboard might show the various activities that are controlled by relevant company policies and list the associated preventative controls, detective controls, the due date for the next control evaluation review, and a risk evaluation. These risk evaluations are condensed into the pie chart on the bottom right and allow you to see at a glance that very few of these activities in the current context are high risk. Charts in Anzo on the Web are of course interactive too. So you can do things like drill down into the high-risk pie slice to determine which controls, business units, and legal requirements fall into this high-risk category. Further, these dashboards can be highly customized based on the user, so that compliance officers from different business units see only the information relevant to them, while compliance team members and executives see information across all business units. Moving on from data analysis, another part of our offering involves not just the collection and integration of data, but also the collaborative draft, review, and publication of document-style reports, such as policy manuals tailored for each business unit. We will see how the system knows which sections apply to which business units and can use that information to alleviate the painstaking task of manually producing dozens of versions of policy manuals whenever a few policies are updated. For example, let us suppose that John, a compliance employee, logs into the policy dashboard to have a look at the policy for telephone use. In Anzo, all the policy data is stored in a database, so you can easily get revision history, user access controls, and so on. John uses the filters on the left to find the appropriate policy and then clicks to open the policy editor in a new tab. The text of this short policy is shown in the main body, but John looks over towards the right and notices that his colleagues are considering some potential changes to this policy. Before considering those changes himself, John quickly does what he logged in to do, which is to make sure that the policy for telephone use gets included in the policy documents for the right business unit. He does this simply by clicking the appropriate checkboxes. Now, John looks back at the discussion and says that he'll take care of it. He only has a very simple change to make, so he quickly makes it. However, unlike many organizations where this might be the end of the editing process, in this Anzo solution, all compliance policy changes are tracked and formally reviewed and approved where necessary. So, when John saves his change, the system asks him to enter in a comment which explains or justifies that change. This comment then shows up among the others. Policy coordinators can use the Anzo solution to monitor the overall state of drafting and approving updates to the policies and procedures manuals. The coordinator sees an entire workflow which visually lays out the current state of the policy approval process for each policy. In this case, she is looking at the current state of the telephone use policy which John had edited. And currently, that workflow is in the awaiting final draft phase, because although John has saved his draft, he has yet to submit it for approval. Once he does, the next step will be to notify the reviewers, and then the formal workflow will move on from there. As soon as John clicks the Submit button, the policy coordinator would see the workflow smoothly advancing through the steps. The first step, which will have happened instantaneously, is to send emails to the reviewers and let them know that a change has been made, and that their approval is required. Each of the 3 reviewers receives an email which looks like this. The email highlights the changes between the incoming version and the published version, and includes a link that the reviewer can use to approve the change. Once she does so, the workflow updates to show that one of the 3 reviewers has given approval, and it will also update in real time as the other reviewers log in and approve the changes from the emails they received. Having now updated one of the policies, the final step is just to generate new policy documents with all of the latest changes. To do so, we can simply find the business unit that interests us, say the business unit named Global Asset Research, and then click View. The resulting business unit-specific policy document is constructed by Anzo automatically from only those sections needed by the Global Asset Research team. Not only does this eliminate the labor-intensive processes often used to construct these documents, but also mitigates compliance risks arising from human error. Having given a brief description of the kinds of interactive dashboards, collaboration tools, and workflow controls which are available in Anzo, we will conclude with a brief look at how end users can easily pull new data into the system. One of the hardest parts of collecting data from all over your organization is that much of the data rests in semi-structured formats such as Microsoft Excel. One component of the Anzo platform, Anzo for Excel, is a plugin for Microsoft Excel that allows it to exchange information with all of the other components of the Anzo platform. Anzo for Excel adds a new toolbar and optional sidebar to the familiar Excel interface. These tools can be used to effectively mark up cells in a spreadsheet so that they can talk in real time with Anzo dashboards, Anzo workflows, other spreadsheets, databases, or anything else that is linked into the Anzo system. To see how all this works, note that this particular spreadsheet contains a few compliance issues that are being tracked, and the first column contains an identifier for each issue. To link the portion of that column to the Anzo platform, you can simply click Link and then choose which property in your data model you would like to link those cells to. After you are finished linking in the ID column, you can link in the status, severity, and priority columns using the exact same method. As for the business unit column, let's suppose that the business unit details are also defined in a different spreadsheet or perhaps in another database. In that case, all you need to do is choose the business unit name property in the sidebar and then click Search on Name. This will tell the Anzo platform to associate that issue to whichever business unit has that same name. If the text in any cell doesn't exactly match a business unit name, perhaps the name is sometimes written with periods and sometimes without, then the Anzo platform provides intuitive and easy ways to clean up the data. The next column presents another interesting case, since it contains a property triage date, which might not yet correspond to anything in our data model. With Anzo, you can simply click the Edit button and create a new property, triage date, and add it to the data model from right within Excel. This only takes a few seconds, and once you're done, you can go back and continue linking the columns. Although much of the regulatory compliance data appears to be in Microsoft Excel, we also have tools for easily pulling in data from traditional relational databases, from unstructured text such as Word documents or Twitter feeds, and we will gladly write custom filters for any proprietary data systems. We hope that this video gives you some further details about compliance solutions built on top of the Anzo platform from Cambridge Semantics. Thank you for your time, and please contact us with any questions.